Welcome to Great Overload. I'm Anthony, and Intel and not wanting to benchmark. Intel CEO Bob Swan decided to have a message for Computex, and with all this fire stuff going around, he kind of focused a little bit on that in his talk and how technology should be helping to the lives of everybody and really helping solve issues. And he pointed out health in this instance. But one thing that really stood out to me was that he said, don't focus on benchmarks. So that's just a little summary of it. And I will post a video below if you care to go and watch what he has said right from his mouth so you know exactly how he put it. But he said, shift focus from benchmarks to benefits and impacts of the technology. Well, the technology, I think, if it's better benchmark, does have better. It does better at benefiting and impacting me, right? And I think those two actually kind of go hand in hand, and not one or the other. And I just don't understand why Intel is in this mode of sticking its foot in its mouth and not understanding that they do go hand in hand a little bit. He said focus on the positive use cases. He also mentioned the 5G portfolio, but with the 5G portfolio, I'm not exactly sold on it, considering that you couldn't get 4G off the ground right. You had problems with that, and you kept running into issues. And I believe you've been having problems with the 5G stuff and not really showing why we should, show that you could be a leader in it at all. You know, Tiger Lake is the one point where he said that we will be the undisputed leader in mobile. But how? How are you going to be able to do that if you can't benchmark anything? How are you going to show me that you are the undisputed leader in mobile? By saying it, that doesn't mean it's true, right? It could be a lie. Now it's not all the time that companies tell the full truth and nothing but the truth, right? They kind of can go through and they say their own little things that have a grain of truth in them, and then it takes the benchmark and everything else to look at what the truth actually is. And Intel needs to understand they've had this with marketing flaws since Ryan Trout has kind of gone in there and shown and done a lot with the desktop side stuff, not exactly telling the full truth of everything. And I'm a little concerned that it's a culture at Intel. Now, Bob Swan is a financial guy, so he wants to sell more stuff and be a financial. If he can sell you a whole platform, that's going to be great for him, because they have everything from now graphics to CPUs to FPGAs to software to memory. They have a whole gamut of stuff, and he can sell everything. Yeah, that's going to be great, but he's not a very good salesman at it, considering these quotes from this little message that he put for Computex. Don't focus on the benchmarks. Well, then how are you going to be the undisputed leader in mobile if there's no benchmarks? And can benchmarks be improved? Of course they can. That's something that we all try to work on, especially a lot of tech press, and just being able to see what else can be done, right? I build a lot of software, do videos, play games. There's a lot of stuff I do with my computer, and it can be improved. There's nothing really out there from what I do, from games I play, that really shows me the performance between each processor out there. That's kind of hard, and everyone's use case is different. I mean, maybe some people have the same use case out there, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people are ever so slightly different, and this causes differences of what people think performance is, right? As everyone moves to SSDs, they're seeing a huge boost in performance that they've never seen before, and that's just for the one SSDs. I'm sure that we'll have a leap here with the game consoles and how game consoles are able to stream in data from the SSD that we've never seen before, especially with the PS4's super fast SSD, the controller dedicated to it. And it'll be very interesting to see how that is. But those are all benchmarkable, right? Those all have the ability to have a tangible end game of how the game is played, and either maybe not a direct benchmark, but you could also go in and start playing the game and see how fluid the game is and how your ability is to move around the whole arena of the map or wherever you're playing it is able to do it. And I don't know if Intel is short-sighted in that, or Bob Swan just is, but it seems like it's more and more of an Intel thing and not just a CEO thing. And like I said, Intel should be making money, right? They're a business. They have every opportunity to. Bob Swan is a CFO guy before. He's a financial guy, and he focuses on the finance. And I think that he's missing that other element that really can make a CEO or a company special, which is the innovation side. I really like to see companies innovate because that puts them on a map that we are able to go and follow them and move forward with and get excited about, right? This whole Lakefield processor, which I might do a video about, which is their kind of some of their 3D stacking stuff for the Intel processor coming out in low-end mobile. I think they're underneath 7 watts. It's got some innovation to it. This is kind of cool. I still need to do some more research about it, what Intel's released to really see what's out there with it. But that's creating a whole platform here, Intel, that has the ability to really move a market segment in another direction or help out a market segment in that 2-in-1, or let's say a mobile device on your platform or foldables or whatever else. And this is exciting. That's cool. That's new. That's innovative. But a lot of your desktop processors are not getting people excited. A lot of the mobile processors right now are not getting people excited. But yet you say Tiger Lake is going to be the undisputed leader. But we want to see why it's undisputed leader. If you would have went through and said something like, we need to improve benchmarking, I think that there's better opportunity here to show that benchmarking isn't just a numbers game of who can get the fastest score on whichever application they can do, but who is the most well-rounded at, capable of doing everything out there for a particular person's needs. And we want to be able to show that in that dollar amount that you want to spend and in the platform that you want to go to, that we have the opportunity to show that we have the best, most performant platform out there. And the one way we want to do it is that we're working on new tools to be able to show this off. And you could call them benchmarking, and this might be kind of the next step of benchmarking. We're going to make sure it's not just favorable to ours, but that it's a well-rounded score so that we can show off not just our hardware alone, but with graphics and everything else that we're able to do, that we have the ability to show off and that we are the undisputed leader. Well, if you would have did that, Intel, that would have been interesting. That would have been something to be like, oh, what's Intel going to be able to do with this new benchmark platform? How are they going to incorporate to show off their performance for somebody that just wants to use their computer to kick back and surf the web versus somebody that wants to use a laptop for video editing, and then somebody that wants to do high-end gaming on a desktop, and then somebody else that wants to build code on a high-end desktop, and then you want your server applications runs. That would be awesome to have a scalable benchmark that wouldn't necessarily do the same thing, or you'd have different options in it, but show off your products and how they work, and even be able to run it on your competitors' products to show off where they sit compared to you, so you could be the undisputed leader. Instead, you said, let's not benchmark, but I'm an undisputed leader. It's going to turn into what two people said, and guess what? Nobody wins. And what we want to see is that there are leaders. We want to see that somebody can beat somebody else in a benchmark so that we have innovation and the other company pushes forward and then goes out and beats that other company in the performance side. And that's where we can start getting steps to actually show we got a good process going and a good product going to help those people, help users get what they want to have done at a incredible level, and help them have a good experience on it as well. And the benchmarks are just the stepping stone to get there, right? To be the undisputed leader, you do need benchmarks. And with the laptop, there's a lot of other things than just raw speed alone. There's your keyboard, your screen, a whole bunch of other stuff. But you need your products to show off, and let's show them off, Intel. If you're going to be an undisputed leader, let's show them off. And since I picked on AMD a little while ago, I don't want to leave anybody out. And if you're going to say something like this, well, you're going to it doesn't make any sense to do it. And I'm going to say something about it because I just don't think it was ideally what you really wanted to say. And it's not a great marketing thing, and it's not a great show for the company, especially coming from the CEO, where you hope that somebody as a CEO that would be leading your company and be driving it forward would say. And hopefully Bob Swan, starts going down the path of really driving, really, being that leader that I kind of want to see him be, because I think that Intel has a lot of opportunity to do great things, but if they're not going to be that, force of, hey, let's get stuff done, they make a lot of money. They have that opportunity. They can do a lot of R&D, a lot of research, and a lot of good marketing and stuff, and not, shady tactics or trying to say, hey, we don't want benchmarking. Let's just go on the benefits and impacts of technology. Well, yeah, okay. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for helping this channel grow and subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, I want to say God bless. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.